Let's be real. Do you actually think you would survive rabies? Rabies has the highest kill rate of any known disease on Earth. Once you start showing symptoms, you cannot escape death. Billions of people have lived and died on this planet, and fewer than 20 of them have ever survived rabies. When you understand what this virus does to your body, you'll see why. This is exactly what happens to your body from the moment you get bit to the moment everything shuts down. It's a normal Tuesday afternoon. You're walking home from your girlfriend's place when you notice a stray dog across the street. Your parents never let you have a dog growing up, so in your head, this is the perfect excuse to finally bring one home. You crouch down to pet it, and out of nowhere, the dog snaps forward and locks its jaws around your arm. You rip your arm away and stumble back, bleeding, trying to process what the heck just happened. You sprint home to wash it off. You grab some peroxide and pour it on the bite and move on with your night. Geez, that was scary. You think about going to the doctor, but it doesn't even hurt that bad. But little do you know, your body is beginning to realize something is very, very wrong. Here's where things start to get scary. 6 hours later, you're asleep in your bed like nothing happened. But the rabies virus is wide awake, sitting in the muscle tissue around the bite wound. This isn't like any normal virus. You're not going to get a fever or feel immediate sickness from rabies. If it did that, your immune system would spot it immediately and destroy it. Rabies is a lot smarter than that. Instead, it finds the nearest nerve ending at the edge of the bite, latches onto the same receptors your body uses to tell your muscles to move, and climbs inside the nerve. Now the virus begins doing something no other common virus does. It starts traveling along the inside of your nerve fiber, moving from the bite wound toward your spinal cord and eventually your brain. It doesn't use your bloodstream and doesn't spread through your organs. It drives through your nervous system like a highway, hiding inside tiny cellular transport pods called endosomes. Think of it like a parasite sneaking onto a train that only runs in one direction, straight to your brain. It moves slowly, only 1 inch per day. Rabies quietly crawls through your nerves in total silence. Right now, the virus is somewhere between the bite wound and your brain. It hasn't arrived yet, which means you're technically still savable. How long depends on where you got bit. A bite on your foot means the virus has a very long road to travel, so you might not feel anything for months. A bite on your face or neck, close to your brain, can mean symptoms start in less than a week. It's been about 2 weeks and your dog bite has healed. At this point, you forget about it and go on with life as everything appears normal. You still call out of work to gamble on RainBet, you hit the bars with your boys, you doom scroll Tinder until 2 a.m. like nothing happened. But every single day, the virus moves another inch closer to the one place it needs to reach. One day, out of nowhere, you feel something strange on your arm where you got bit. It's starting to tingle and burn. It feels like a crawling sensation under the skin. You rub it, thinking it's weird, but you don't connect it to the dog bite that happened forever ago. You begin getting insane migraines and a deep fatigue that just won't go away no matter how much you rest. You feel like you're coming down with the flu. You take some Tylenol, chug some water, and go to bed early to sleep it off. You have no idea that you're approaching the last phase of your life where you will feel anything but normal. Here is the single most terrifying fact about rabies. By the time you feel that first tingle, it's already too late. There is no treatment and there is no cure. The virus has reached your brain, and no medical intervention on the planet can save you. Within days of reaching the brain, the virus begins replicating through your brain at full speed, jumping from neuron to neuron through the connections that control everything about who you are. Your thoughts, your emotions, your ability to reason, even your ability to recognize people you know. And the symptoms come fast. You become intensely anxious for no reason. You can't sit still. You become confused, agitated, and paranoid. You start hallucinating, seeing things that aren't there, hearing sounds that don't exist. You might become violently aggressive, lashing out at the people trying to help you. This is called furious rabies, and it happens to about 2/3 of patients. The other third get paralytic rabies, where a slow wave of paralysis spreads from the bite wound throughout your whole body until your breathing muscles fail. It's quieter, but it ends in the exact same place. And then comes the symptom that gave rabies its most famous name: hydrophobia, the fear of water. The virus inflames the muscles of your throat so severely that trying to swallow anything triggers violent, painful spasms that slam your throat shut. Your brain starts associating water with agony. Eventually, just seeing a glass of water is enough to trigger spasms. You can't drink. You can't even swallow your own spit. So saliva builds up in your mouth and starts overflowing, drooling down your chin and foaming around your lips. This is the image most people think of when they hear the word rabies. But here's the part that will haunt you. The foaming, the aggression, the inability to swallow. None of this is random. The virus is doing this on purpose. Rabies spreads through saliva, so it paralyzes your ability to swallow, flooding your mouth with virus-loaded saliva. It makes you aggressive, so you're more likely to bite. And it actually travels from your brain back down into your salivary glands to make sure every drop of spit is packed with the virus. Your body is no longer yours. You've lost complete control. The virus is using you to find its next host, and there is nothing you can do about it. At this point, doctors have you strapped to a hospital bed because you're a danger to everyone in the room, including yourself. Doctors and nurses monitor you, but there is genuinely nothing they can do. They manage your pain, they keep you from hurting yourself, but the brain damage accelerates. You fade in and out of consciousness. You begin having seizures. Eventually, you slip into a coma as the virus destroys your brainstem. Somewhere between 2 and 10 days after your first symptom appeared, your heart stops and are pronounced dead. Here's what you should have done to survive. Pay close attention because this could save your life. The rabies post-exposure vaccine, when given right after getting bit, is almost perfectly effective. You get 4 shots over 2 weeks, plus a dose of human rabies immunoglobulin that gets injected directly around the wound to stop the virus from spreading. If you get this treatment before the virus reaches your brain, you survive. But approximately 59,000 people still die from rabies every single year worldwide, mostly in rural parts of Asia and Africa, where the vaccine is hard to access. In the United States, fewer than 3 people die of rabies per year, almost always from bat bites they didn't realize happened. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. If you are ever bitten by any animal, a stray dog, a bat, a raccoon, anything, go to a doctor immediately. Rabies doesn't give you a second chance. By the time you feel the first symptom, there is nothing anyone can do to save you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Please drop your video ideas in the comments. I'd love to hear what else you'd like to see. We'll be dropping 2 new videos per week moving forward. Stay tuned.